USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show, starring Ian Pelham Turner and Helena CHARD. Brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence, Investors in People. This program is brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence and founder, Mr. Philip Sykes, building confidence, changing lives. Do you share our view that etiquette is a set of modern life skills that are essential for personal and professional success? Join us as an etiquette coach and change people's lives through the power of etiquette and manners.
The last few days have been really amazing. I had a trainer course from the British School of Etiquette.
And I must say it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made and one of the best investments I've made in my own training and development.
Now, words alone will not describe the transformation and the positive path that I have traveled with the British School of Etiquette.
I found I learned a lot from the lessons this time I came.
The last few days with the British School of Etiquette have been fantastic.
And what I've learned now is really beyond my expectations.
This is the most rewarding experience and the best investment I have made this year.
It was just great. I learned so much, and when I go back to Belgium I will incorporate a lot of it into my day-to-day life and business.
It's been absolutely wonderful for the whole week that we were here.
I feel transformed, and I feel like blowing a trumpet and tell people, come and do this school. This class is the best. This is the best school ever.
You should take it. It will change your life immediately.
I am now able to teach other people how to bring the best of them.
Thank you. Thank you, BSc.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to our clients for their testimonials on the Train the Trainer program. Our exponential and global growth is so significant that we've evolved from the British School of Etiquette to the British School of Excellence, where we're investors in people. Let us invest in you and your career. Contact us to become an etiquette coach. Go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. Start your career and elevate your success today.
Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show with me, Ian Pelham Turner. Have we got a packed show for you today? Just let's roll the titles and let's get on with this great show. Well, we start with breaking news today. It's been an amazing day overnight for politics in Great Britain, where Sir Keir Starmer, leader of the Labour Party, has had a landslide victory over Rishi Sunak of the Conservative Party. And so now, today, Keir Starmer is now Prime Minister of this country. He met the King about 2 hours ago and now is going into Downing Street to actually talk about what he's going to do and how he sets about setting up his cabinet at the same time. Now, some of the issues with the Labour vote were amazing. They've actually got 412 seats at the moment, and there could be a couple more still. The Conservatives went down to 119. The Liberal Democrats went to 71 seats, and even Reform is going up in the places, and with Nigel Farage. And so reality at the moment is politics is in turmoil in Great Britain. And Rishi Sunak said overnight, Britain has delivered a sobering verdict on his currency and on his time as Prime Minister as well. So a very sorrowful Rishi Sunak has left Downing Street today with his wife, and soon after, Sir Keir Starmer with Victoria, his wife, entered Downing Street instead. And several of the major political people from the government have gone at the same time. Grant Shapps, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Penny Mordaunt, and even Liz Truss, the former Prime Minister, has lost her seat as well. So it's going to be a very interesting time at the moment. And I think the reality is that in England, yes, the Labour Party have really gone further forward. Exciting times for them at the moment. And for the Conservative Party, yes, it's going to be a time of reflection on what are they going to do now for the next 5 years. But then we move on now to what is happening really with the royal family as well. At the moment, the King, as I said, has just met Keir Starmer, and so now he has what's known as the kissing of hands. They don't actually do that, but in reality, in other words, the King actually says he is now going to be Prime Minister of this country. So we look forward to what's going to be happening with that. But in the meantime, Harry and Meghan are back in the news again. Now, Harry and Meghan at the moment seem to be on-off, and there seems to be all sorts of issues. Certainly, social media are saying perhaps they may be separating. And there has been laws and rules coming through at the moment, and allegations, I should say, coming through at the moment, that perhaps Meghan is sat in a hotel room opposite her agents in Los Angeles. So we don't know what the situation is. It's just pure allegations. But the reality at the same time is that there is talk of them separating for some time now, and perhaps this may be the time that's happening. But in the meantime, a good story about the royal family is that Balmoral Castle is now going to be open to the public. And it's going to be quite expensive in reality, because it's going to cost £100 to actually enter Balmoral Castle to see what it's like to live there and the value of it. But if you want afternoon tea, it's an extra £50, £150 per head. So it's quite an expensive time, I would say, to go to Balmoral Castle, but I'm sure that people will flock there because it has held such history, especially for the late Queen, where she actually died at Balmoral Castle, but at the same time she absolutely enjoyed it, and it was their time away from the people that she served. But we move on again, and Prince Harry, my goodness me, it's all about Prince Harry this week in the news, and he was supposed to be receiving the Pat Tillman Award, which is an award really for people who have gone through all sorts of stressful situations, sports people, and also from the military as well, who have actually done something for their country at the same time. And now Pat Tillman's mother is saying, what has Harry done to deserve this actual award? And she's really sort of coming out and saying, you know, he's not a proper recipient of this award. And in America, this award is seen as a very, very high award for achievement, particularly amongst the military and perhaps through some sports situations as well. So in reality, it's going to be a strange week for Harry, because they are both in the news at the moment, and there seems to be a lot of pressure under Prince Harry at the same time. And he's also, from what we are hearing at the moment, very upset that the update on the health of King Charles is not being given to him at the same time. And it's said that perhaps it's Charles and Kate saying that he cannot be trusted with any information. Well, I think at the moment, with all sense and purposes as well, the reality is that hopefully, they can come to some arrangement over this, because it must be daunting for Harry as well, because he loves his father. There's no two ways about it. But at the moment, there seems to be this rift between them all, between Buckingham Palace and America. And I think it's about time that perhaps King Charles stepped in. He starts taking strong decisions at the moment to actually try and bring Harry and Meghan back, if they're both together. Hopefully they are. And to bring reconciliation with William and Kate and Harry and Meghan at the same time. And finally, it just seems to be a week of Meghan and Harry stories this week. And it's being said in a book by author Tom Bower about David Beckham, that Meghan said that she has fallen out, allegedly, with David Beckham and the Beckham family, and that she did not want Harry to be photographed with David Beckham during an Invictus Games situation in 2016 when he visited the Invictus Games. Now, I don't know where all these people get their facts from as well. It seems to be a very strange thing, because I know Harry is a very friendly person, and I think Meghan is a very friendly person as well. And I can't understand why, because it's being assumed that Meghan didn't want to be overshadowed by David Beckham during this particular time. So we wait and see what's going on with all of these things at the moment. Intrigue abounds right across Britain right now. Now we're in a situation where we've got a brand new government. Who knows, we might even get a brand new royal family, strong and united again. Let's hope we can. So now we're just going to take a short break, and then we've got an amazing couple who talk about their ballet experiences. Stay tuned. So now you may be wondering where HELENA CHARD is today, my colleague. Well, she's on royal duty today outside Buckingham Palace, and she's really looking at King Charles meeting the new Prime Minister Starmer and what's been happening to Rishi Sunak as well. So now I have Ben and Sinia Love from Ballet Seoul. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Ian.
So, tell me a little bit about Ballet Seoul in the first place. What is the whole idea behind this?
Well, originally Ballet Seoul is started off with my heritage, obviously, coming from Kenya, Nairobi. I came to the UK, and I've been in all the classical companies. When I came back from Norway, Norwegian National Ballet, I came back to London, and I was at the Opera House with the Royal Ballets. I noticed that we need to have enough diversity in ballet. So I thought I needed a company that was going to erupt and change the ballet world, in diversity and rhythms. So that's the reason why I set up Ballet Seoul, in a way, having something different for the audience.
And you're a former professional football player as well. So obviously anything to do with physical side of education and movement is something of great importance to you.
Yeah.
But why did you start into ballet? Is it a different form? Is it sort of something that's quite intensive?
No, it wasn't planned. It was just something that I just fell into. I saw the two matching the balance in that athleticism and the excellence, and the discipline was in both in ballet and football. It was just the kind of a different method of stretching, and ballet was a little bit more kind of lengthening, as football was a little bit more speed and changing direction. So I basically had to change my structure, my physical structure, to go into the ballet. I started quite late. I started at 17. So I had to work very hard.
Okay.
I didn't have a social life.
Well, you did, because you met the wonderful Sinja, your wife.
Oh, that was years later.
That was years later, yeah.
That was like, yeah, years later.
So tell me a little bit about what's happening in Africa now with you, that you're trying to do as well.
Yeah, it's really, because for a long, long time I've always wanted to go back to where I was born and give back to the community there and just do something. And then suddenly out of the blue I get a message from a company there that wants to work with me.
And that's where
in Nairobi, Kenya.
Okay.
So we kind of changed emails and on LinkedIn, and we started a conversation, and then this funding opportunity came with British Council, where I can go over there, work with Kenyan dancers and train them, and then bring them over to London, and likewise with English dancers, take them over to Kenya, like a cooperation in the ballet.
An experience exchange as well.
Yeah, an experience exchange, exactly.
Countries,
yeah,
and participants.
Yeah.
And Sinja, how on earth do you live with this ball of energy that is your husband?
Well, probably because I'm a ball of energy myself. But yeah, Ben is incredible in many ways. He is very inspirational. So I joined Ballet Soul about 7 years back by accident. Ben was already working on the Othello 21 project, and he needed some help. And I helped him out. I found the venue, and I helped with the rehearsals as well. And it went down so well, and I saw what he actually does and how he works with his artists, and it really inspired me. And I wanted to be, ever since, I wanted to be a part of that journey. Yeah. I come from a background of, I would say, modeling background and a bit of an artistic background. So. In the sense that I always wanted to be connected to arts since I was a child, since I was 3 years old. I always would tell my mom that I want to be an artist. And in my mind at that time, artist was everything. It's like dancing, singing. I wouldn't even think of that you have to pick and choose, because for me it was one whole thing. Yeah. So when I came to London at the age of 19, I joined a modeling agency as a fashion model. And that was my first introduction, I guess, to be a real artist, because, you know, being a model actually is an art form. I call it a silent art form. So, and also being at that age and not having much of a direction really made me realize later on in life how much I needed it at that time. And when I saw how Ben helped his young talent and how he cares for them, it just resonated in my heart that I wish I would have had the same support when I was back in the days modeling.
Excellent.
So yeah, for me it was also a very personal reason to join Ballet Soul.
Fabulous. So guys, what's the dream?
The dream? Well, the dream is basically to set up a home in London, UK.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Have a
We
home.
need, obviously, the base is very important for education programs for the next generation. And also building up a platform partnership in Kenya too. I want that kind of be a two-way thing, not over 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Because it's important that on the education side that we produce the next talented young dancers. It's needed, very much needed. And I think it's, and the vision obviously for the company to tour globally, to get recognition.
What are the obstacles you face? You know, it sounds like you've got hurdles still to jump over. So what type of things are you seeking?
I would say not having a home is a big obstacle, because it stops us to have consistent training, to give the consistent training to our young dancers. And I think the key is in consistency in order for them to really be able to grow and have that support that they need right now. Yeah. Especially when they're young. Yeah. Because as for artists, as you are aware, it's a small period of time when it's very, very important, whether you're going to push your career and it will happen for you or not. So to be able to develop them and give them that support in the right time is very, very important to us. And we feel like if we would have had a home, permanent home, where we could rehearse, train, and actually maybe showcase a talent as well, it would be amazing.
How different is Kenyan dance to British dance, do you think?
Good question. Well, it's in their blood. I mean, they dance and play football at the same time. It's a bit like Brazilian. It's part of their life, growing up, food, music, dance, football. Especially in the evening when it's a bit cooler, the boys go out and play football, you know, with socks rolled up in like strings and making a ball out of old cloths. And, you know, that's how we used to play football after dinner. And I think the dance is more of a natural DNA. I think it's in the body already. And I think bringing the classical form is a little bit different because it's a structure there. It's like I call the Ballet Bible. You have to read it and you have to make sure that you're doing what it says in the Bible.
Do you think that Kenyans can actually teach a lot to British ballet as well? You know, because, as I say, it's in the blood, isn't it?
Yeah, in a way, I mean, can't see why not. Because I think in the way, the British ballet has been going, you know, the heritage has been from 1920 and it's spread, and obviously it went over to Africa and Kenya too. So if we can give back in a way, saying we've got a great choreographer or a dancer coming into London to teach, that'd be fantastic. That's the kind of plan I'd like to. My vision is to have a dancer from Kenya coming to the Royal Ballet.
May I just actually add something? It's about the rhythms as well.
So,
you know, the traditional classical ballet has a certain type of rhythm to it. And of course, African rhythms are a little bit different, a little bit more down and also exciting as well to the ear. There is a prominent beat as well that people react to. So I think that cultural exchange is invaluable for both parties to just learn to be a better dancer, to be able to actually, it teaches you musicality as well. And
I think nowadays, you know, with if you go back to the ballet from, you know, back into the 30s, 40s, 50s, it was just ballet, but now it's moved on to the other areas. You know, a lot of, like, you know, the Royal Ballet Company, they all do like ballet and contemporary dance and other stuff. So it's kind of widened out a little bit more now. So.
Absolutely right. So guys, finally, how can people get in contact with you if they want to help?
Well, basically go to the website, www.balletsoul.org, Instagram, Facebook, X, Twitter, X, and other platforms, LinkedIn. Email, but obviously the website would be the best way of contacting.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. It's been great to sort of hear from you, and we'll follow your, you know, your journey as well, and have you back on again soon. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
So now we're just going to take another short break, and we'll bring on our great guest as well, Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence. Stay tuned. Okay, now welcome back. So now I have my great friend Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence. Philip, good afternoon to you.
Ian, a very warm welcome to me, to you, to everyone out there. Lovely to see you.
Well, it's been quite a tumultuous 24 hours, hasn't it, Philip, with the change of politics as well. How do you think about that? What do you think about the country changing so much?
It's a huge change. It's, look, I don't think any of us really understand what the impact's going to be at this stage, but one does know that change is inevitable. And I thought Sunak did a very good job at bidding farewell and wishing the next party good luck. And I think they're going to need a lot of luck. There's going to be a lot of things going on in this country over the next, for their term, that's for sure, unless something strange happens. But yeah, as far as politics go, I sort of sit on the fence for obvious reasons, but we need to embrace change, and that's all we can do. It's there's no point worrying. There's no point being fearful. We just need to hunker down and in my guidance and steering, I would always say, let's just learn to be kind to one another. Let's learn to work together a bit better, or a lot better, and just cheer each other on rather than pointing fingers and jeering at one another, and really make a go of this opportunity to hopefully make some good changes for this country. And let's see what the new party can do.
Absolutely. So we've just been talking to this wonderful couple from Ballet Soul on how they're helping young people. How does the British School of Excellence try to help young people as well?
A great question, Ian. As an organisation, with all sort of vision and focus on the youngsters, because just talking about the future and not being able to control the future, but we can shape people toward the future and help them with a vision and a focus and confidence to put their best foot forward. And that is what this organisation is all about. It's very much about giving our youngsters those tools, those quintessential people skills. And I hate the term soft skills. These are hardcore life skills. Giving them that ability to really punch above their weight, and giving them the understanding of how important it is to really focus on surrounding yourself with amazing people, positive people, people that are better than you, people that can elevate you to another level. And as an organization, we run various programs. It starts off with Etiquette, which is our children's etiquette coaching and training, and it's a tiered approach. Then we go into the teenagers, which is mindset and confidence, mindset and resilience, mindset and mapping, and mindset and money. And then we have what we call the polished students, which is taking them into the polished element of being a polished professional, in giving them the idea of understanding of business excellence, business etiquette, and how business and social etiquette are very much combined and are joined together at the hip.
What type of support do you think young people need today?
Ian, firstly, to be guided along the lines of not allowing social media to influence them. I think that's the biggest challenge we face in this world, is that we as human beings are easily influenced. And I know it's a bit of a blanket general sort of comment, but I do believe that social media is the cause of a huge disruption in our students and youngsters today, because they're so easily drawn in to the people out there that are influencing everyone, really. And that is a travesty, in my opinion. And I really believe that as parents, we ought to only allow our youngsters access to social media when they're around 16. I'm not sort of knocking the idea of teenagers and keeping in touch through different chat channels, but exposing them to social media is, I think, a really bad move. Now, are we going to change that? I don't believe we're going to boil the sea, but I do believe we can absolutely put some influence and make some loud noise about that. And the other thing as well is with youngsters today, it's their mental health, which again is a repercussion from what goes on social media. And again, it could even lean into some of the comments and bullying that goes on these platforms that happen to be out there. This is a minefield that we need to sort of focus on, and we really do need to make a very big noise out in this world of how we can support youngsters by giving them this understanding that human-to-human connection is fundamental. With all the technology in the world, we still need that H2H. We still need to understand how to connect with one another, how to make each other feel. So in other words, this wonderful quote behind me, the Maya Angelou, people will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And this is something that can be taught, and we can build our youngsters' emotional intelligence up from a very young age. And that's where I think schools across the world should really make this a very serious part of their education.
Fabulous. And finally, Philip, today, how can people get in contact with you again?
Right. At the website, which is www.thebritishschoolofexcellence.com and hello@thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. We have a WhatsApp number. We respond to all our different messaging channels via Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and all those channels that are out there, LinkedIn. Please do make contact with us. If you go to our website, you can sign up to our social media, and we're always doing our best to deliver new material, content, and opportunities for you to learn and grow.
Thank you much, Philip. It's good to see you again. See you again next week.
Thank you, Ian. Have a restful weekend.
Okay, well, that's been another great show from the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show on ALB UK Television. I'd like to thank Heledon Castrati, the owner of ALB UK TV, for all his help and support in this. I'd like to thank Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck from USA Global TV and Radio for all her support as well. Helena Shah, bless her heart today, she's on royal duty, and I wouldn't relish it much because it keeps on raining outside Buckingham Palace, but she's stalwart in making sure that we get all the right royal stories as well. And I'd like to thank our great guests that we've had on today as well. Wasn't it an amazing show? So from me, Ian Pelham Turner, I wish you a great week and see you again next week. This was the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show. Bless you. See you soon. Bye now.